Hey friends! Today I'm gonna show you how to use the Kong drum designer in Reason. Kong is a device that lets you trigger sounds with pads. Most often it will be a drum kit, but it could be any kind of sound. Alright, let's get started. So this is a drum kit I've made for a project I'm working on. Each of these pads can trigger one sound in the kit. But for this particular kit I have only used 9 of the pads. If you want to make your own kit, you must first choose a pad, like this one. Then choose what type of sound you want to trigger with that pad. Most often for me it's a sample, but you can trigger, for example, a Rex loop, physical models of bass drum sounds, snare drum sounds, toms, and synthesized drum sounds. If you want to load a sample, you use this browse sample and go to the sound on your computer, and it will be loaded up here. You can even have several layers of samples if you want to. Just add a layer and it will be triggered by using the same pad. When you have found a sample you like, you can use this sample engine to modify the sound as you want. With drum sounds I usually change it to monophonic, adjust the velocity level, which is how much the velocity adjusts the amplitude of the sound, and the amplitude envelope decay, which is the length of the sample. When you're finished with your kit, you might want to add effects to some sounds. For example, I have added a tape echo here, as you can hear, on my clap. And you have 2 insert effect slots per pad. And you also have auxiliary sends, bass and master effects, but I seldom use those. I just use the insert effects. But you don't have to use these insert effects. You can in fact send out each of these pads to a separate channel in the SSL Mixer. This is what I have done, and I strongly recommend you do too, because then you can process and mix these sounds separately in the SSL Mixer. I'll show you how you set this up. First, you create a mixer channel for all of these sounds, and you do this by right-clicking in the rack, choosing Other, Mix Channel. Let's name this Test Sound. Then you need to flip the rack by pressing Tab and connect the outputs, separate outputs from the Kong, to each of these mixer channels. So for example, 1 and 2, left right here, is connected to my kick drum channel, and then I have the 3 and 4 to the snare, and so on. So for this we can, for example, use 13 and 14 to the input here. Then you need to go back to Kong and route each pad to a separate output. So you can see here I have the kick routed to main output left right, the snare to output 3 and 4, hi-hats to 5 and 6, and so on. This way you will end up with this. Each drum has its own mixer channel, and you can apply different compression, equalization, insert effects, send effects to each of the sounds. Now what about layering pads? Let's say for example you want to layer this snare with another snare on another pad. So we choose the other pad, load up another sound, and we link them together with this link pad group. Press, for example, D on this pad and D on the other. And when I press this pad now, the other pad is also triggered. Alright, so that's how you can make your own drum kit in Kong Drum Designer. If you want to support me, you can like and share this video. I'm also on Facebook and Google+, so you can add me there if you want to. That's it. I'll see you next time. And remember, you rock, my friends. Remember.